Well, hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Firstly, before I dive into today's video, I would love to take a moment to appreciate each and every one of you, especially those who have been with me from the beginning of this journey. Thank you so very much for liking, commenting, and just sharing my videos with friends and family. Secondly, I would also love to welcome our new subscribers. Hello, my name is Fair. I'm a Namibian currently residing in Denmark as an au pair. This channel focuses on au pairship, lifestyle as an au pair, and a lot of travel videos and vlogs. I have to introduce today's topic. Today we'll be discussing the advantages of being an au pair. The last video focused on the disadvantages, and today we'll be focusing on the advantages. A little disclaimer: the sun is in and out of the clouds, so that is affecting the lighting on the camera, so I'm very sorry for that. With that said, let's dive into point number one. Once the introduction phase is over and you have integrated into the family, you actually start feeling part and parcel of the family. That means that the pressure to be constantly perfect or pleasing towards your family is released off your shoulder. You can relax, be your old goofy and bubbly self. Number two, stress-free. This is with regards to the fact that for a whole year or two, depending on your contract, you do not need to worry about where your next meal is coming from or how you're going to pay your rent, because your family provides you with all your basic needs. All your basic needs are met by the family, and that is such a relief to know. Number three, rediscovering yourself. And this is a pretty broad topic, but I just want to focus on the time that you have off during the day or over the weekend as an au pair. This time can be used for many things, whether pursuing a hobby, sleeping, or whatsoever you wish to do with your time. But for me, I learned a lot during my au pair year and during my off days or off time. An example, my makeup, it took a while, a really long while for me to get or to learn the basics of makeup, to do a normal face, and stuff like that. I remember the first time when I arrived in Europe, not a lot of salons knew how to deal with African textured hair, and that was a little bit of a challenge for me. And if there were any salons that knew, they were really expensive and I couldn't afford that. So that led me to go back to myself and try and do a contour, try and do something. And the more that I practice, I became a pro. I mean, like right now I can do a contour, I can do some weaving, wigs, even lay the edges. Oh my god. I could lay some edges, and these are all things that I learned during my journey, and I'm super grateful for that. Number four, your allowance, the pocket money that you receive, they give you a sense of freedom and independence. You know, once you start receiving your allowance or your little pocket money, you get to save it, you get to spoil yourself, buy yourself little cute things that you like. That also leads with the previous point. As you discover yourself, who you are, who you want to be, you learned that with the allowance is such a privilege and such a blessing, because you are even able to give yourself lifetime experiences, whether you're going to Ed Sheeran's concert, or you're going to a women's conference, or just going and have karaoke with friends, or bowling, or all these different things that you are able to do with the allowance that you receive. And for me, that is such a wonderful blessing. Number five, traveling. I feel like traveling is the greatest and most loved hobbies of every individual, including au pairs. This is in the sense that traveling is so convenient, fast, and safe. Imagine you are in one country, example Denmark, and the next train stop, ferry stop, boat stop leads you into the next country. And I also love city hopping, the joy of moving from one city to another, seeing the different architecture, the different colors, and also interacting with the locals and trying out local cuisines. That to me is really a loved hobby, and yeah, that's what you get. That's part of the package of being an au pair. Number 6, along the journey you meet wonderful and mean people, but the wonderful people that you meet, that relations always lead or may lead to lifelong friendship. I am still in connection with friends that I met during my first year as an au pair, and we always constantly check up on each other, and it's just such a beautiful feeling to know that you have a friend here in Germany, you have a friend in France, you have a friend in Norway, you have a friend all over the world, literally. And not only that, this is where the cultural exchange come in. You get to learn about their culture, and in return you share about your culture. I do know that on Instagram there's a page called Owawo Herero, where they showcase traditional attires of the Herero people, and your girl is a Herero. And as I share this, or when I show my friends how the Herero people wear their attire, how the Herero ladies have their shikaiva and dengue, that means some respect. And that is just, you should see how their face glow and how surprised they are. It's really honey to me. It's so sweet and so fulfilling. Or probably like when I share about the fact that we have different ethnic groups, the Vambus, the Damaras, the Kalvangos, the Caprivians, the Bashas, and all this, or about the nature of Namibia, or sources flay and the stargazing, all this information that I share with friends, they are astonished, and it's just so fun, and it's just cultural exchange after all. Moving on to point number 7, like any other human, having spiritual, emotional, mental or physical connection and support is vital. And as an au pair, you have wonderful friends, family, your host family, or your own biological family and friends as well. These are all support system services offered to au pair, and an advantage for the au pair to know that you have someone that you can talk to when you don't feel good, or friends to hang around with when you are off or over the weekend. Number 8. So number 8 is not compulsory, but you do experience this whereby your host family or your little kids, they love gifting you with either, like for example, your host mom will give you a beautiful scarf or a pair of shoes, and your little kids, they will come with all kinds of arts and craft from school, like little paintings for you. Those are really just heart feeling, and they're just amazing. Number 9, volunteering. So in Denmark, as an au pair, you are allowed to volunteer. You can go you can go volunteer at a soup kitchen or a high-tech company, depending on your interest. There is a website where you can go to and find volunteer groups and organization where you can apply to, and I feel like this is definitely amazing for your social networking skills, and also this can be an added advantage to your CV in the future. Number 10. As an au pair, it's not compulsory, but it is part of your package, and that is going for a language school or a language course, and that is of the particular country that you are in. For example, Germany, you have a German course. Denmark, you have a Danish course. Holland, you have a Dutch course. And I feel like this is definitely a wonderful experience and something that you can take up for yourself, because this increases your skill to be bilingual. And this is really important for the future, or just for your daily communication with your host or with the children, or on your everyday life when you meet someone across the street or down the street and you want to ask for a product or direction and they can't speak English. To know the language is pretty important. Number 11, you learn new skills. Many of the skills that you get to learn as an au pair is like time management, communication, setting boundaries. All these are things that you get to learn as an au pair. Not to say that you didn't have them, but it become more intense, because for example, when you live with the host family, you have to learn how to effectively communicate your feelings and how you feel, or also communicating when a family communicates to you. Say like, okay, at this hour you need to pick up the little kid from school, and then from at this hour we're gonna have dinner. Those are skills that you develop and strengthen as an individual. And the most was that I feel like I learned was rescheduling everything. Back home in Namibia, or just like in general, you just rock up and show up at your friend's place. But here you schedule a phone call, you schedule a time to meet in advance, literally, and and you have to stick to it. And I feel like that has become a part of me, scheduling. Say like, hey mom, can I call you? This is like my mother. It's like, hey mama, can I call you on Saturday, at 3 o'clock? Or hi Fancy, hi Brooklyn, or hi Morena, do you think we can have a video call on Friday evening? Those are things that I learned, and I didn't have those before. I mean, prior to that I was always on time for work, but like scheduling and putting structure and organization in my life, those are things that I learned during my au pair year, and I again am super thankful for that. The second last point is that as an au pair, you get to help raise your host children, you get to educate them, and you also get to witness your positive influence on these children as they are growing into their most authentic self and being. Now, there is a saying that often au pairs know the children more than the parents do, and that is true, because you spend so much time with these children. You know what their favorite color is, you know who they are crushing on at school, who their best friends are, and sometimes the parents may not know this, but you do. And the fact that you have this big influence on these children, you always want to pour into them the best that you can, right? And you get to see this as they are growing. And finally, number 13. We have come to an end. Number 13 is that the au pair experience literally enhances your perception to life, and it opens up your being and your experiences. It opens up a lot of doors, and it opens you up as an individual, because you put yourself out there to learn, to grow, to mature, to decrease in this area and increase in this area. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our video. Thank you so very much for just taking the time to watch this till the end. I'm really grateful, and I just want to say thank you so very much. I appreciate you. I will send you a lollipop at Christmas. Please share this video with friends and family, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video. Until next time, au revoir.